Let's talk about the GED essay. I know. For a lot of people, it's the most stressful part of the whole test. But what if I told you there's a formula to it, a method that makes it way less about guessing and way more about following a clear plan? Well, today we're going to break down that exact formula. So let's just get right to it. What do you think is the single biggest mistake people make on this essay? The one thing that just tanks their score? Is it, grammar, spelling mistakes, maybe not having a strong enough opinion? And here's the answer. This might actually surprise you. The number one mistake, hands down, is treating this essay like it's about your personal opinion. It is not. The real goal of the GED essay is to look at two different arguments and prove which one is better supported with facts and evidence. Seriously, your own feelings about the topic, they don't matter one bit. Okay, so that brings us to step one. And for this, you need to think like a detective. You're not there to agree or disagree with what you're reading. Nope. Your job is to investigate. You are hunting for clues that show how each author built their case. So what kind of clues are we talking about? It's actually pretty simple. In each passage, you're looking for just two things. First, what's the author's main point? That's their claim. And second, what proof are they using to back it up? That's the evidence. That's it. Claim and evidence. That's the whole game. The easiest way to do this is to organize your clues in a little chart, kind of like this one. So let's say the topic is about bike share programs. If you jot down each author's claim and the evidence they use, it becomes super obvious almost immediately which argument is stronger. See here? Passage 1 is using studies, official stats. Passage 2 is leaning on personal stories and just saying everybody knows. The difference in quality is night and day. Let's zoom in on what makes for really strong support. You want to look for things like named sources, not just some experts, but the Metropolitan Transportation Institute. Recent dates are great too. And specific data, not just a lot of trips, but 1.2 million trips. You're also looking for clear logic, where an author really connects the dots between a cause and an effect. These are the golden clues you're hunting for. And then, on the flip side, here's what weak support looks like. You've got personal stories that, can't really be proven. Vague statements like everyone knows, and big, bold claims like it's obviously dangerous, with zero evidence to back them up. When you see stuff like this, your little detective alarm should be going off like crazy. This is the weak argument, for sure. So, your detective work is done. You've looked at the clues, you've found your evidence, and you know which passage has the stronger case. Now it's time for step 2, organizing all those clues into the building blocks for your actual essay. So the idea here is to group your evidence into a few main themes. You can think of these as buckets. For example, you could have a bucket for credible sources, another one for specific data, and a really important one for the weaknesses of the other passage. Each of these buckets is going to become a paragraph in your essay. And by the way, if you want a deeper dive on this whole pre-writing process, we have other explainers on the channel that get into brainstorming in a lot more detail. All right, let's get to the main event. Step 3, building the essay itself. This is where it all comes together. And you know what the best part is? You do not have to stare at a blank page. There's a simple, super effective template you can use every single time to get a top score. And it all starts with the single most important sentence in the whole essay, your thesis statement. This is just one clear sentence that does two things. It names which passage is stronger, and it tells the reader, briefly, why. Here is a perfect example. See how direct and specific it is? It flat out says passage 1 is better supported, and then it gives the reasons why. Because of its credible studies and specific data, this one sentence is basically the roadmap for your entire essay. So your whole introduction is just a simple 2-part formula. Part 1, you lead with that awesome thesis statement you just wrote. Part 2, you preview the main reasons you're about to discuss. It's as easy as just listing them out using transition words like firstly, secondly, and additionally. This just makes it super clear to the person grading your essay what you're about to do. Now let's talk about the body of your essay. Each body paragraph is going to focus on just one of your reasons, one of your buckets. And a great body paragraph always starts with a clear topic sentence, just like the one you see here. It states the reason you're about to prove. Then, you'll follow that up with specific evidence from the passage. You'll explain why that evidence is so strong, and here's the pro move. You'll contrast it with the weaker passage. And finally, the conclusion. This is honestly the easiest part. Do not, I repeat, do not introduce any new ideas here. Your only job is to wrap it all up. All you have to do is restate your thesis using some different words and then summarize your main points in one sentence. That's it. You're done. Okay, so as we start to wrap this up, let's just run through a final checklist. These are the key things you absolutely have to remember on test day. So think of this as your final briefing. Do stay inside the passages, do explain why the evidence matters, do use transition words, and absolutely do critique the flaws in the weaker passage. And for the don'ts, and these are huge, don't give your personal opinion and don't just summarize what the articles say. Your job is to analyze, not to report. So remember, when you sit down for this essay, you need to shift your mindset. You're not just a writer trying to sound good, you are an analyst. And your mission is to present a logical case based on hard evidence. You can totally do this. Now go prove it. Hey, if this breakdown was helpful, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be back with a lot more tips, strategies, and even full reviews of practice essays to get you totally ready for test day. Thanks so much for watching.